Welcome to Graduate Spotlights, a presentation of College Success Arizona. This program features the hardworking college graduates who have earned scholarships from College Success Arizona and are now in the workforce or continuing with their education. Today on Graduate Spotlight, we interview Christina Mintzmyer.
So I was initially born in Los Angeles, California, but the majority, I was raised in Phoenix, Arizona.
And where did you graduate from high school?
I graduated from Copper Canyon High School, so that's in Glendale.
In what year did you graduate?
2008.
How old are you currently?
So I am going to be 29 this year, so right now I'm 28.
And you graduated from, is it Arizona State University?
Yeah, I graduated from Arizona State University with a BA in Business Communication and a minor in Sociology.
And what do you do now so far as your career?
About 2 years after I graduated, I decided to go and get my master's in social work. So from the University of Texas Arlington.
I'm sorry, Christina. I'm sorry. You know what? You were breaking up just a little bit there. I think you said you got your master's in social work. Is that right?
Yes. So I went to the University of Texas at Arlington, and I graduated last year with my master's in social work. So then last year, I also became a licensed social worker for the state of Nevada. And right now, I am currently getting my clinical hours to become a fully licensed clinical social worker. So right now, I'm working as a clinical social worker intern. So I provide therapy services for children, family, and adults.
And you live in Las Vegas?
Yes, I live in Las Vegas.
And you actually work for the state or a group or firm?
No, I work for an agency. So the agency is called All About You Counseling and Support Services.
And do you specialize or have an interest in one area of social work? Is there a certain group that you would like to work with mostly?
My master's, my specialty in my master's was children and family. But I still haven't exactly made up my mind which, population I like working more. I mean, right now, primarily my clients are children and family, but I do work with adults and everything. So I'm kind of just getting exposure to all different kinds of populations to see what I eventually want to work more with in the future.
So would you potentially work for the state as, for CPS or somebody like that?
Yeah. I think that's definitely a possibility in the future once I'm able to accrue all my hours. And
how long does it take to accrue all your hours?
So normally, and every state is different. So for the state of Nevada, I need to have about 2,000 hours of direct client contact. So that's almost equivalent to like 2.5 years. And so after that, you'll be fully licensed, and then, most people decide, they want to continue at, agencies that provide therapy services, or, some go into working in psychiatric hospitals, or, you can do a lot with being fully licensed, so there's not really any limitations or anything like that. So you can decide to work for the state, so it just depends, but at least to accrue my hours, I need to be providing therapy services.
And did you always want to be a social worker?
No, I didn't. I actually, so my bachelor's is in business, and I thought that I was going to be going into business. But I think once I got a lot more exposure to, doing more volunteer, having more volunteer work and everything in college, and then some of my experiences after college, in like my first jobs, I think that really kind of solidified that, I really enjoyed working with people and providing, these services that would help better their lives. And then that's why I ended up wanting to go into social work. And once I was in social work, I really was gravitated toward the mental health side of things. So then that's kind of why I ended up deciding to go ahead and start doing the process to get all my clinical hours so I can be able to do that. You're
born in Los Angeles, California, and you came to Phoenix at what age?
3 years old.
And you graduate from the University of Arizona here, and then you end up in Texas and now Nevada. Can you explain that?
So I I graduated from Arizona State.
Right. I was just curious. So you went to the University
from Arizona State, and then I went to the University of Texas Arlington. So the reason that happened is my husband's in the military. So we were stationed in Texas at the time. So that's where I ended up starting my school, and then we ended up moving to Las Vegas, and I was able to finish it online.
Okay, gotcha. Is your husband Air Force up there at Nellis?
Yeah, he's stationed at Creech Air Force Base. So it's very close to Nellis, but it's Creech and Nellis that are in Las Vegas. But yeah, so we're stationed here for now.
And how do you like living in that area, Las Vegas? Because that's a place unto itself.
Yeah, it's actually not as different as I thought it was going to be. And it's actually very similar to how Arizona is here to, I guess, get comfortable with the area. And we live more like North Las Vegas, so we actually don't really live anywhere near the Strip or anything. So we really like it, and I enjoy being closer to my family, and being able to drive there, because we've lived in different other places where it was more difficult to get out to Arizona and get to visit, some of my old friends and my family. So we really like this location because of the proximity to family as well.
And not that it's any of our business, but can I ask if you guys have kids yet?
No, we don't have kids.
And back to College Success Arizona, at what point did you become aware of College Success Arizona, and talk about the impact that College Success had on your life?
Yeah, so I learned about the organization through Aguila, and that was during my senior year of high school. I was in the Aguila program for a couple years, and we got exposed to a lot of different organizations in the community, and, they were very encouraging about, being able to get scholarships and, to really apply to a lot of scholarships and get involved in high school and everything. So they were the ones that first introduced me to College Success Arizona, and so once I applied and got accepted, then throughout the 4 years, my mentor was Marjorie. So I think having that mentor aspect of that really helped a lot in kind of helping me work through some of the stressors that were in college. And then obviously the obvious reasons is, just being able to help me financially in college, and that led to me being able to graduate debt-free, which I know is not the case with most students. So that was a huge stress relief, because coming out of college, one of the biggest stressors, and it's, easy to be like, oh, I'm going to get a job right after college, but it's not as simple. So that was just one less thing that I had to worry about, was, having to graduate, being able to graduate debt-free and not have that. And actually, I did end up getting another scholarship, which through Wilde, which ended up helping, pay some of my master's degree as well. So it's kind of like there was help all along the way, and that helps so much, especially with my career now, not having to worry about that extra stressor of having to pay back loans and all that stuff, especially since I was a first generation student, especially. And my younger sister actually, because I was in the program and had a lot of success with it, my younger sister is now in the program, so that's helped our family just tremendously.
And what is your younger sister's name?
My younger sister's name is Christina Mintzmyer.
And you mentioned being a first-generation student, and there's research out there that shows that the vast majority of first-generation students, about 90%, I guess, when they have a mentor in college like you had in Marjorie DeRubius, they prosper and they succeed and they graduate, but when they don't have a mentor, they don't graduate. So can you look back now and see that that was really kind of a pivotal and critical part of your success in college, was having a mentor?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my parents are great and always encouraged me to, pursue higher education, even though they didn't have that for themselves. So they were limited with the information that they could offer me. They didn't really understand, some of the challenges that were going on in college. So it was good to have Marjorie as a mentor that, kind of understood that background of it, with questions that I had, not just with the education portion part of it, but also, I remember I would talk to her about, some of the stressors that I had with, joining clubs and having to make friends. So that made it easier for me to have somebody to relate to, apart from my parents that really didn't understand all that kind of stuff. But I think that exposed me also, and, her letting me know, kind of her background, it does kind of give you something to strive for, and, having someone encourage you apart from your parents, I think is very, very helpful. And it was very helpful for me, at least, to have that big support system.
In retrospect, in hindsight, what was the best part of college, and what has been the best part of post-college career life for you?
I think the best part of college was definitely getting to meet, people that are very, that strive to be as successful as you are. So I'm still friends with a lot of, the people that I went to college with, and, we kind of, look back on our college years. But I think making those connections and friends and, being able to go through those struggles together was the best part of college. Now that I think about it, at the time it was, very stressful. We're all kind of stressed out together. But now, those were the good times that we were able to relate to each other and spend that time together. Post-college, the best thing, I think, has definitely been challenging myself. I thought once I graduated college, things would get a little bit easier, but it definitely has gotten a lot more challenging. But I think that has helped me a lot in the long run, because I've gained more skills because of that. And, I've been able to push myself to do things that, I wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable doing. So I think just pushing myself and being able to do that has been the best part of post-college.
And given your husband's career, I imagine that there may be more places that you're going to live beyond Las Vegas.
Yeah. So actually, we're not really sure where we could go next. It just depends on the Air Force needs. So yeah, that's difficult having to start over and everything. But I think I have enough, skills and everything to be able to meet those demands. And we've moved quite a bit of times too. So I kind of understand what I need to do in every new area. So every new area kind of brings its own challenges. But then again, it does make you realize, what areas maybe you're lacking in. So then you gain new skills. So that's kind of how I've seen it in every location that we've lived in. Is just a new opportunity to, face these new challenges and, develop skills in order to overcome them.
And a final question, can you offer some advice to students back at maybe Copper Canyon High School and other places listening to this, considering their own college options? Can you offer them some advice?
I would say that my biggest advice would be to definitely challenge yourself, just because it gets really easy to kind of get in a rut with things that you're comfortable with. And at least that's what I noticed with myself. So every time that, something new came, I was able to challenge myself. And at the end of it, while it was happening, it was probably it was stressful and everything. But at the end of it, I felt like I grew a lot from that experience. So I would just say to challenge yourself, despite if you're feeling comfortable and how you are with, your group of friends or the clubs that you're in, to really put yourself out there and try new experiences, new things that are going to challenge you, and, gain new skill sets as a result.
Thank you so much for the interview, Christina. And by the way, since 2005, College Success Arizona has worked with nearly 1,300 students just like Christina and provided more than $16 million in scholarships and success services to help increase the college attainment rates in our state. If you would like to be part of the mission of providing educational opportunity to high-potential students from low-income circumstances, your tax-deductible contribution can be made through the Donate button located on the College Success Arizona website at collegesuccessarizona.org.